This engraving is impossible if the only thing you've got is a rotary. For a normal laser system, engraving a crisp, clear logo like this on an angle like that is a complete pipe dream. But the Lotus Meta-C is anything but normal. So how did we do it? Funnily enough, this whole thing of us trying to make sure our engravings look sharp across the entire surface of the glass comes down to why we use rotaries in the first place, and it is that most lasers cannot change their focus mid-engraving. So you set your focal height at the beginning, and then it is fixed until the job is done. So for a glass like this, the laser needs a hand getting all the way down to this side and all the way down to this side without losing focus. What the rotary does is continually turn the glass so that the fresh bit that you want to engrave is always served at that same focal height. Now for a cylindrical glass like this one, a rotary makes it super easy because this height never changes. It's only this height that changes, and the rotary, by turning, fixes that. But what do you do if your glass is shaped like this? Because on that rotary, it might be able to focus on the middle bit here, but anything sloping down that way or anything sloping down that way is going to go out of focus, and there is no way of fixing that with a standard rotary setup. Most people will set the focus point to the middle and kind of hope for the best on the edges. That's why you can see that with something like this, the idea of getting a sharp engraving all the way from there to there on a standard rotary setup is basically impossible, because it would be impossible for it to stay in focus across that entire massive steep angle. But what if you could change your focus mid-engraving? Then you could engrave on any surface. No angle nor shape would stop you. All of your engravings would be perfectly in focus. You could engrave on anything. Which is exactly what this machine does. Inside the scanhead itself is a dynamic optic that adjusts the focal height of the laser on the fly based on a 3D shape. You can make 3D shapes inside the Lotus Mark software for simple things like cubes and cylinders, or you can import a 3D file and it will work out how to literally wrap your artwork around your glass. This is how you take the impossible and make it look easy. So if we don't need a rotary to engrave this, then why is there a rotary placed suspiciously on the Meta-C? The answer is because it means we can do this full 360 wrap in one go. This is how glass engraving works with a Meta-C rotary combo. The 3D scanhead engraves the entirety of the logo in one go. There's no splitting the artwork. This bowl does not rotate or move while that logo is being engraved. It's all done inside the scanhead. Once it's done, the rotary turns it 90 degrees, and then the 3D scanhead marks the next one. What it means is you take a process that should be impossible, that you should have to turn to your client and say, I'm really sorry, it can't be done, and let them down, and you make it not only easy, but automated. And speaking of automation, one of the great things about having the 3D tech inside the scanhead is it means the 3D goes wherever the scanhead goes. So when you take our XY models, where the scanhead can move anywhere from 700 to 1500 millimeters across its work area, anything you put in that area can be marked with 3D. There is another reason why these engravings look so good, and it has to do with the type of laser that we use. But in fact, we have a video coming out soon in which we pit the two industry-leading glass etching solutions against each other, so get subscribed if you don't want to miss that, and if you want to find out more about the best way to engrave glass. But this bowl actually represents the whole ethos of Lotus Laser. We take something that should be impossible and we make it look like this.